There's Pat Casey.
Hey, Pat.
First off, let me state for the record.
Looking great.
I love Pat Casey. I love Beaver baseball. And Oregon State, no offense, but they should just up all their resources and become a baseball school. You already are. Who cares about anything else? Just make baseball.
Well, what
your
would
thing.
you do? Like, what more would you do?
Well, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and everything else and just baseball.
Well, but what? Like
have
a 30,000 seat
have the
stadium?
highest budget in Division I baseball. And I don't care what else suffers. You just become every resource you have gets filtered through the baseball program and everything else.
It's called baseball in particular.
Yes. And also, kudos. This is another reason why I love Oregon State baseball. They're the only ones to have the balls to say that stupid beaver shark, get the hell out of here, and they embrace Benny the Beaver, which is one of the best logos in college sports. And if you notice, they don't use the stupid beaver shark. They have their own baseball logo, the OSU with the baseball in it, which is a great look. Or they do the OS, or they do like this postseason, they've been wearing the Benny the Beaver hat. The beaver shark is nowhere to be found. And kudos to you, Oregon State baseball. Go Beavs.
How much do you think NIL you need for a baseball team? Like
know.
to be the number one NIL team in baseball?
It's not as much as you do in other sports, but like that.
5 million?
I bet you if you had 5 million, that's a huge.
You think that's number one?
Although they said,
well, that Texas Tech pitcher just got another one. Did you see that?
Yes, she got another $1 million. She got $1 million to go there, and she got $1 million to come back. They said that is more than every. There is not a single pitcher in Division I baseball that has $1 million NIL. She right now,
and they just gave her another one.
They just gave her another
because
one.
they were worried she's going to transfer.
She is the most expensive pitcher in all of throwball sports in the NCAA.
AI has spit out between 3 and 5 million
Yeah.
as the highest NIL budget in college baseball. LSU.
That makes sense. I mean,
yeah, they turn out some big names.
They turn out some big boys. So Oregon State already has one of the best baseball programs in the country, and I know the big concern is football and basketball, but let's be honest, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. You are basketball, you can still do it at a lower level. We've seen some of the mid-majors, and you can go on some runs, although it's been hard to win at Oregon State in basketball, and it's going to continue to get harder. But whatever the new Pac-12 deal is going to be, whether it's 9 million, 10 million, 12, it's going to be somewhere between that, right? 9 and 12. Okay, the ACC and everybody else is making 30. The Big Ten and the SEC are going to be pulling in 80 plus. I know it stinks, but just you are really, really good at something. I mean, and not just really good. You are as good as anybody. 3 national championships in it. Huge pride around that. Just make that your thing. So I just, if I'm there, I shave off, I go to the baseball program, I go to Mitch and be like, what do you need to be competitive with the LSUs? And I make sure you have it. And then look, we're all going to, in every sport, every athletic department right now is having to slice up the pie. Just is. You're having to set aside money for the house settlement and revenue sharing and all of that. And so I just ask, which is more important? And maybe I'm being naive because, the football and basketball are the money driving engines, but how much money is going to be made from those programs when you're already behind the 8 ball a little bit? I would rather shave some of those programs a little thin and make sure that my baseball program, my crown jewel, was funded as well as any in the country, because it doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much to prop up that program.
I think you can do both.
I don't know if you can.
I think you can, because it doesn't take that much for baseball and football. You kind of have to, like that. That's your cash cow, even if you're not. I mean, obviously you're not bringing in the money of the SEC schools or even the like Big 12 schools, but that you have to. Like I don't know how you would, if you went thin on that. I don't know how you would keep up.
Well, you're not. I guess my point is you're not going to keep up. So
no,
but whether you fall behind 20% or 25%, I would rather slice off and make sure that my baseball program was funded to the max, as opposed to trying to keep up. Like for instance, you're now competing with Boise State and Washington State and schools like that in the new Pac-12. I just would make baseball more of a priority than any of those other schools do. I would make sure that I am on par. That's the one sport.
I mean, they kind of do.
It's a big time sport. They do. And I would make sure it stays there, that you can compete with the LSUs and the the Texases of the world, because it's certainly not going to be in basketball and football that you're going to be able to do that. So just make sure that you're leaning in and that the baseball program doesn't fall behind.